Welcome back to our lesson of Adobe XD in UI UX. So in this lesson, we are going to learn about colors and how you'll be able to apply it on your artboards by using Adobe XD. Well, you already know how you'll be able to do it, but now I'm going to give you an individual lesson of how you'll be able to go through all of the tools and all of the methods of how you'll be able to apply in colors in specific details, specific structures, and also specific items. So without any further ado, let's just jump into the lesson where we are going to start using colors or applying colors by using Adobe XD. So I'm going to do is open up my previous file, which I used for showing a couple of lessons. And obviously I'm going to have the couple of, these changes which I applied. So first things first, if you've already seen my previous lessons, you already know how to apply in colors, but now I'm going to do is give you an individual lesson. But another method I'm going to show you is going to be zooming in. So first, if you want to zoom in, just press on Control 1. Now you can see it is perfectly zoomed in. Press on Control 0 and we have the whole, the whole items and whole of the artboards all together, which can be seen. You can also press Control 2. Control 3, Control 4, and all of those all together. But here I'm going to do is just press on Control 0. And then another thing what you can do is click on an item and press on Control 3. And then you will get like a specific view of that specific item. And if you click on this, I'm going to click on it, press on Control 3. And now you have a specific, zoomed in on a specific item. You can also do it with, smaller items. Let's say I'm going to click on this, Control and 3. Now you can see that in your POV and also in your screen, that specific item which you selected is zoomed in. So the first thing, if you want to add in colors, I'm going to do is press on Control 1 or press on Control 0. And here I'm going to do is press on Control 1. Let's say I'm going to press on this one, press on Control 3. I'm going to get a perfect, view of this artboard. Now the first thing what I'm going to do is add in a couple of rectangles or shapes. So I'm going to do is make a shape over here, and you already know how to add round corners and all of those, but also I'm going to give you let's say individual lessons on each and every one. So I'm going to do is first off round it up a bit more, and the first thing what we're going to learn about is applying colors. If you want to apply in colors, just go down and go over to fill. If it is selected, then you will be able to add in colors. But if it's not clicked on or checked in, then you will not be able to do that. So I'm going to click on fill, and then you'll be able to select whichever color you want. You have this panel over here. You can also apply the hex codes, and you can also have this, this tool, which you'll be able to select. Let's say I'm going to click on this, and you're going to have that exact same color, which you are using by using this, picker tool. Well, this is the method of how you'll be able to apply in colors. Well, text is a bit different. If you want to apply changes on your text, then select items. Let's say I'm going to select on this, press on Control Z, select on this tool. Now as I have it selected, then click on this fill, and then you have the same method of changing the colors however you want. So let's say I'm going to click on this black one, and then you will have a black result. Okay, so this is basically how it works on Adobe XD. So I'm going to click on it again. And as I have it selected, I'm going to click on this, option. But now you can see that the whole thing is changing its opacity. But the thing is that you have to ungroup all of them together. Right click on it. I'm going to do is group them or ungroup it. Let's say I'm going to do is ungroup all of them. But if it's already grouped and you open it later on, you might face a couple of problems over here. Okay. Let's say I'm going to type or remove it. Let's say I'm going to do is this is an example. Now you can see that I have the specific color which I selected. I'm going to do is move it up over here. I'm going to do is select on it again, and then you have these options over here, obviously. Then select on the tool and select on the color, and then you will have a specific color. But if you already edited it and also open it up later on, sometimes if you group it up, then you might see that it is not applying the specific color which I'm applying. Then you have to go through the blend modes and all of those to make changes on them. You can also change the border. Let's say I'm going to click on this border option, and then you will find out that the color which you applied on the fill has been applied. So this is basically how it works. Okay, So you'll be able to change whichever contents color you want. Let's say I'm gonna click on this triangle. What I'm going to do is click on this polygon first, and I'm going to do is change the fill, and then you will be able to see that a specific change is being made on your specific item. It also works almost on all of the objects which you apply. Okay, so obviously Adobe XD, what it does is scans up that specific item on your screen, and then what you will be able to do is change the color however you want. And obviously I told you how you'll be able to go through these and navigate through it is like holding onto your shift, like scroll key on your mouse, and then you'll be able to scroll through and a couple of, like, let's say a couple of pages, couple of areas. Okay, I'm select on it, press on Control 3, and then I will have a specific POV and also zoomed in. Okay, so that I can give or get whatever type of content I want. Now if I want it to be like over here, so I'm gonna do is click on over here. I'm gonna have to do is ungroup them. To like ungroup them, I'm gonna do is click on it. You will be able to share it. You can lock it into. What I'm gonna do is click on them. Right click on it. You have to like group it up or like ungroup it however you want. But if it's like grouped in together at first, then you might not be able to do it. But now you can see that I have it like this. So I'm gonna do is click on over here and paste it underneath. Now you have your text over here. So I'm gonna select on it over here, and then let's say I'm gonna do is select on it. Now I'm gonna do is keep it to be center aligned. You can see from over here. Now the thing I'm gonna do is, let's say I'm gonna do is keep it to be 60, hit on enter. Now I have my specific result. I'm gonna do is click on this move tool. I'm gonna do is paste it wherever I want and position it according to my desire, and then you have a specific result. Okay, this is basically how you will be able to work with colors in Adobe XD, which is like very simple. Well, most of its items and most of its commands or whatever changes you make in Adobe XD is like very similar to the ones you use in Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, and also like a couple of other softwares like Adobe Lightroom and Adobe Photoshop. So this is basically it on how you'll be able to change the color of specific items in Adobe XD and also change your UI and also your UX. So hope you understood everything about this lesson, and if you want to change borders too, you also have the scope of changing borders. So I'm going to click on it, and then you'll be able to see that we have different type of borders. But I'm gonna do is keep that lesson for like the next one. Okay, so you can make changes on your borders, your strokes, your shadows, however you want to apply it. So let's move on to our next lesson.